It's you when you're ready, Chuck.
Well, what do you have on jobs? There was that Midwest jobs report, and the BLS numbers out yesterday. You were critical of that, is that right?
Well, we're dead last in the Midwest in terms of jobs, and the numbers that came out yesterday don't really change that. And we know that the trend is not positive. 2014 is set to be on record to be worse than 2013. 2013 was worse than 2012 or 2011. So we are not keeping up with the rest of the country. We have not come out of this recession at the same pace, and we are dead last in the Midwest.
During the primary, a number of voters mentioned that they wish that they had some more decisive action on a casino in Kenosha. And Governor Walker's put that off until after the election, and I'm just wondering if you have thoughts on whether we should make a decision, what kind of decision you might make on that.
Well, I would have made a decision as quickly as possible, and Governor Walker did kick the can down the road. It's been a year since he had the federal decision. As governor, I would have made sure that we had an impartial study done immediately. That should have been in a time frame of 3 to 6 months, and then been able to get that decision made so that the people of Kenosha would know how to proceed. But I would have made that decision based on whether it was going to have a significant increase in jobs here in Wisconsin. It shouldn't be about just moving jobs from Milwaukee to Kenosha. It should be as to whether this is a good opportunity to create additional jobs in Wisconsin. And if it was, I'd go ahead and support it.
How did you read those declining revenue numbers for the Potawatomi? That was a signal maybe we have enough casinos?
Well, it certainly could be taken that way, and that's why we do need an impartial study to understand whether it is a saturated market or whether there really is potential, because it's not only gaming, it's entertainment. We're in competition not only with other casinos and operations in Wisconsin, but also in Illinois and Iowa.
How do you respond to the governor saying that you are now belittling the progress that Wisconsin has made?
Well, it's easy to belittle it because we're not making enough progress. You know, we are dead last in the Midwest, and what we know is that the U.S. as a whole lost 8.7 million jobs in the Great Recession. So Wisconsin was not alone. But what we do know is the U.S. as a whole has actually gained back 8.7 million jobs. But here in Wisconsin, we are lagging. So we have not come out of this recession at the same pace as other states around us, and not at the same pace as the country as a whole. So we are dead last in the Midwest, and that's a serious issue as I talk to folks all across the state.
What do you think of the public market here?
It's great. I mean, it's a great public market, and it's a place, infrastructure is important in our communities, and I have seen how this market has grown and thrived over the years, and it's important in our communities that we are having this type of investment, and it has a great impact on this whole neighborhood.
You excited to be here today?
Yeah, I have apples to pick up. I'm out of apples at home.
Have you heard about the threats made to the governor's son at all?
I did read about that, and it's very worrisome. That's unfortunately something that can happen when you're in the public light, but no one should deserve that. It's absolutely dead wrong.
Do you think it's like another example of maybe politics going too far? I mean, you know, some of that stuff can get out of hand after a while. You know?
Well, that's definitely out of hand. But the divisiveness that we have seen in the last 3 years has gone too far. But there's no reason for that at all.
The Walker campaign keeps running those outsourcer Mary web ads. Do you think that should be off the table, or you can understand them running those ads?
Well, to have a city Wisconsin governor dragging a great Wisconsin company like Trek Bicycle, one founded by my dad nearly 40 years ago, through the mud makes no sense. That is hard to attract businesses to the state. It certainly doesn't send out a message of being pro-business when you're doing that. So as governor, I want to celebrate the great Wisconsin companies that we have and understand that there are challenging business conditions, but I'm also going to make sure as governor, I'm doing what I can to make sure Wisconsin manufacturers have an even playing field and can compete.
Any opinion on whether the John Doe 2 document should come out? I think the federal courts are weighing that. Should we see more of those, or the prosecutor worries it could inhibit a further investigation?
Well, that's for the courts to decide, but you know, these are serious allegations, and what's really important is that an impartial investigation is able to proceed.
In other
President Obama has said that you two are great partners.
the media. You don't get to ask questions.
Are you a great partner with President Obama?
Anybody else got anything?
What do you think of the governor's, in recent ads, he's kind of comparing you and linking you with Jim Doyle? What are your thoughts on that?
It seems like Governor Walker wishes he was running against Jim Doyle instead of Mary Burke, but I am a very different person. I have a very different background. I've been a business executive with Trek Bicycle. I've started my own business, and that's frankly the approach that we need. And what we've seen recently, this turning down of $206 million has left the Wisconsin taxpayer paying the bill for his political decisions.
Last week, the Wisconsin GOP said it's going to boil down to identifying voters in Wisconsin who tend to vote Republican, but for some reason are disenchanted with Governor Walker. In other words, they voted for Mitt Romney, but they did not necessarily vote for Walker during the recall. Is your campaign going to try and identify and zero in on those same groups of people?
You know, that's not how I'm approaching this election. I am making sure that the people of Wisconsin get to know me, the type of governor I'll be, the values I hold, and my plans for leading the state forward. And I've laid that out with my Invest for Success plan. It's based on my business experience at Trek Bicycle and as an entrepreneur, and it lays out 5 core strategies on how I'm going to do that. Though that's what people want to hear about. And any people, wherever I travel in the state, that's what I hear over and over and over again is jobs, 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 and how are we going to make sure that Wisconsin is a leader rather than a laggard.
Will you be going harder after businesses who might be disenchanted by the attack on Trek, or are you going to be going more grassroots, door to door?
You know, I'm just making sure that I'm out there and people all over the state get to know me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thanks.